Hey Lakers fans, today we're diving deep into one of the most pressing issues that held back Los Angeles this past playoff run, the desperate need for a true starting caliber center. This deficiency became glaringly obvious when the Lakers faced the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the playoffs. Minnesota came into that series boasting not just one, but two legitimate centers who could dominate both ends of the floor. Rudy Gobert, a four-time Defensive Player of the Year, anchored their defense with his shot blocking and rim protection, while Naz Reid, the reigning Sixth Man of the Year, provided an offensive spark and versatility off the bench. This duo wreaked havoc on the Lakers inside, and as a result, Los Angeles found themselves overwhelmed in the paint and quickly eliminated after just 5 games. While the Timberwolves moved on to the Western Conference Finals to battle the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Lakers were left at home, forced to reflect on what went wrong. The glaring issue was clear. Without a reliable center to match Minnesota's size and defensive presence, the Lakers simply couldn't compete on the interior. Jackson Hayes, the Lakers' starting center, was a major disappointment. Throughout the series, he barely played, clocking only token minutes in the first 4 games before being a healthy scratch in Game 5. Despite having the size and athleticism you'd want in a center, Hayes is still raw and unpolished, making it difficult for the coaching staff to fully trust him in high-stakes moments. Maxi Kleber, who was sidelined for almost the entire regular season due to a foot surgery in January, also failed to provide any meaningful minutes in the series, barely scraping 5 minutes in the final game. Without these big men contributing, the Lakers resorted to playing small ball for much of the series. Coaches tried unconventional lineups, slotting forwards like Rui Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith into the center role, but this gamble did not pay off. The lack of size and interior defense was exposed time and again, and ultimately, the Lakers' inability to control the paint spelled their downfall. As the offseason approaches, speculation is heating up about how the Lakers can fix this glaring weakness. An NBA salary cap expert recently laid out a potential trade scenario that could help Los Angeles acquire a more dependable center. The proposal involves flipping a mid-level contract, either Maxi Kleber's deal or that of reserve guard Gabe Vincent, who earns around $11.5 million, combined with Shake Milton's non-guaranteed contract for the upcoming season. Alongside these moves, the Lakers might include some draft assets or young players to sweeten the deal. The center targeted in this potential trade is Daniel Gafford from the Dallas Mavericks, who is currently earning around $14 million. Such a move could bolster the Lakers' frontcourt, adding the size and defensive presence they desperately need. The package might also include a young player like Dalton Knecht or some draft equity to convince Dallas to part ways with Gafford. Knecht, a former standout from Tennessee, has had a roller coaster season himself. Initially showing promise in the first half of the year, he was part of a trade deadline deal involving the Charlotte Hornets center Mark Williams. However, when Williams failed his physical with the Lakers, the trade was voided, sending Knecht and a future first-round pick back to Los Angeles. By the end of the season, Knecht had fallen out of the rotation, though his three-point shooting remained a bright spot despite other areas of his game needing improvement. Beyond Gafford, the pool of available veteran big men remains intriguing but complicated. Some of the top options on the market include Brook Lopez, Al Horford, Clint Capella, Luke Cornett, Daron Sharp, and Precious Achiuwa. Unfortunately, most of these players command salaries that exceed the mid-level exception, which means the Lakers might struggle to fit them under the cap or would have to give up significant assets. This financial challenge suggests the Lakers may either hold on a Maxi Kleber or try to trade his roughly $11 million salary for another center with a comparable or lower contract. It's a tricky balancing act between improving the roster and managing the salary cap effectively. The Lakers' situation highlights a larger issue in today's NBA, finding a center who can impact both ends of the court without breaking the bank or costing the team valuable future assets. While stars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis carry the offensive load, it's clear that Los Angeles needs a reliable presence down low to compete with the big men of the league's top contenders. The Timberwolves exposed this gap painfully last postseason, And if the Lakers want to return to championship contention, addressing the center position is a non-negotiable priority. The conversation now shifts to what moves the Lakers will make in the coming weeks. Will they pursue a veteran who can immediately provide rim protection and rebounding? Or will they gamble on developing their younger players while targeting a trade partner willing to part with a mid-tier center? With the NBA offseason in full swing, the next chapter for the Lakers will be defined by their ability to balance talent acquisition with salary flexibility, all while keeping their eyes on a roster capable of pushing deep into the playoffs. One thing is certain. The Lakers know they cannot repeat the mistakes of this past season. The need for a true center has never been clearer, and every decision from here on out will be scrutinized through that lens. Whether it's through a strategic trade, a savvy free agent signing, or internal development, Los Angeles is gearing up to address one of the biggest holes on their roster and prove they are serious about returning to the top of the NBA. As the Lakers weigh their options heading into the offseason, the quest for a reliable center remains front and center. The challenge, however, extends far beyond simply finding a big man who could defend the rim and rebound. Modern NBA basketball demands centers who are versatile, players who can switch defensively, step out to the perimeter when needed, and contribute offensively in multiple ways. For Los Angeles, the goal is not just to fill a roster spot, but to acquire a game-changing presence capable of anchoring the defense and providing stability in crunch time. This is why the potential trade talks involving players like Daniel Gafford have generated so much buzz. Gafford, despite his youth and relative inexperience, brings athleticism and energy on defense, making him an intriguing target for a Lakers team desperate to improve its interior defense. Meanwhile, the Lakers' attempts to cobble together small ball lineups featuring forwards like Rui Hachimura or Dorian Finney-Smith at center expose serious limitations. While these players offer flexibility and can stretch the floor, they lack the size and defensive instincts necessary to contain true big men. The result was a glaring mismatch against the Timberwolves, who relentlessly attacked the paint and dominated the boards. This mismatch was a critical factor in the Lakers' first-round playoff exit, highlighting that size still matters in the postseason when defenses tighten and possessions become even more valuable. In terms of salary management, the Lakers face a tricky balancing act. Maximizing cap space while acquiring meaningful upgrades is never simple, especially when aiming to stay competitive around star players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Trades involving mid-level contracts, such as those of Gabe Vincent or Shake Milton, are practical solutions that allow the Lakers to avoid overcommitting financially while still making a move. The inclusion of young players or draft picks sweetens these deals, providing additional leverage to teams like Dallas, who might be willing to part with promising talents such as Gafford if the price is right. Dalton Connect's situation is emblematic of the Lakers' broader developmental challenges. Once a promising young player with a respectable shooting touch, Connect's role diminished over the season. The aborted trade involving Charlotte's Mark Williams after a failed physical complicated matters further, illustrating the uncertainty that often comes with managing roster depth and future assets. While Connect's three-point shooting shows promise, his overall game remains a work in progress, and the Lakers must decide whether to invest more in his development or use him as a bargaining chip to acquire a more established center. Veteran centers like Brook Lopez, Al Horford, Clint Capella, Luke Cornett, Daron Sharp, and Precious Achiuwa represent alternative options for the Lakers, but their salaries often exceed what Los Angeles can comfortably absorb under the mid-level exception. While these players bring experience and proven skill sets, the financial constraints may force the Lakers to prioritize cost-effective solutions or negotiate sign-in trade deals that minimize long-term salary commitments. This financial juggling act is a critical part of the Lakers' off-season strategy, as they must balance the immediate need for a strong front-court presence with the flexibility to keep their roster competitive in future seasons. The Lakers' need for a center also underscores the shifting dynamics of the NBA. While the game has increasingly emphasized speed, shooting, and versatility, the value of a dominant big man who can protect the rim and control the paint remains undiminished, particularly in playoff basketball. Teams that have found ways to blend these attributes, such as the Timberwolves with Gobert and Reed, often gain a decisive edge. Los Angeles must therefore adapt by securing a center who can complement their stars and elevate the team's overall defensive identity. At the same time, the Lakers have to consider the long-term implications of their moves. Trading away draft picks or young prospects can provide short-term gains, but risks hampering the team's ability to build sustainable success. The challenge is to strike the right balance between immediate improvement and future growth. This is why any potential trade involving draft equity or young players like Connect requires careful evaluation, not only in terms of talent, but also fit within the team's vision and financial structure. As the offseason unfolds, the Lakers' front office will likely engage in intense negotiations, exploring various avenues to enhance the roster. Whether through trades, free agency, or internal development, the goal remains clear: to return Los Angeles to championship contention by addressing the glaring weaknesses exposed last postseason. A reliable center is at the heart of this mission, and the Lakers' next moves will be closely watched by fans and analysts alike. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have carried the Lakers through many challenges, but even their extraordinary talents cannot compensate for a lack of size and defensive presence in the paint. The addition of a strong center would not only relieve pressure on the stars, but also create a more balanced and versatile lineup capable of adapting to the demands of the modern NBA. The Lakers must find a player who can protect the rim, grab crucial rebounds, and contribute on offense without disrupting the team's chemistry or financial flexibility. In addition to the trade rumors and salary considerations, the Lakers' coaching staff will play a crucial role in integrating any new center into the lineup. The transition from a small ball, perimeter-oriented style to one that effectively incorporates a dominant big man requires adjustments on both ends of the court. Defensive schemes will need to accommodate the strengths of the new center, while offensive sets might be tailored to exploit mismatches in the paint. This process takes time and requires collaboration between coaches and players to maximize the impact of any new acquisition. While the potential trade for Daniel Gafford remains a focal point, the Lakers are unlikely to limit themselves to a single option. The offseason is a dynamic period full of unexpected opportunities and shifting priorities. The front office must remain flexible and open to exploring different deals that align with their goals. Whether it's a veteran free agent looking for a fresh start or a young player with untapped potential, the Lakers have several paths to strengthen their roster. Ultimately, the pressure is on Los Angeles to make the right decisions. The fans demand success, the players want to compete for titles, and the organization seeks to build a legacy that extends beyond the current generation. Fixing the center position is a crucial step in this journey, and the Lakers' ability to navigate the complexities of the NBA's salary cap, player market, and team chemistry will determine their fate in the seasons to come. As the offseason progresses, all eyes will remain on the Lakers, watching how they address this pivotal position. The center spot has long been a cornerstone of championship teams, and for the Lakers to reclaim their place among the elite, they must find a way to secure a player who can dominate the paint. Whether through trades, signings, or development, Los Angeles is poised to make moves that could reshape their roster and redefine their championship aspirations. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, a shocking rumor has been circulating in the NBA community that Jackson Hayes, the talented young player for the Los Angeles Lakers, has been caught in a doping scandal. According to unconfirmed reports, Hayes has tested positive for a banned substance, which has led to a suspension of 1 full year from the league. This news has sent wave through both the Lakers organization and the wider basketball world, where Hayes was seen as a promising figure in the team's future. Jackson Hayes, who was drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans and later traded to the Lakers, has been steadily building his career as a strong, athletic center known for his energy and defensive potential. His time with the Lakers was seen as an opportunity to grow alongside some of the league's biggest stars, potentially becoming a crucial role player on a championship contending squad. The alleged doping incident now threatens to derail those plans entirely. While the official NBA and Lakers organizations have not yet confirmed the suspension, the rumor alone has sparked intense discussions among fans, analysts, and fellow players. Many are expressing disappointment and disbelief, as Hayes had not previously been associated with any controversies. This suspension, if confirmed, would be one of the more severe penalties handed out in recent NBA history, highlighting the league's strict stance on performance-enhancing drugs. The impact on the Lakers is significant. Losing a player like Hayes for an entire season affects the team's depth and rotation, especially given the demanding schedule and physical toll of an NBA season. The Lakers will now need to explore alternative options to fill the gap, whether through trades, free agency, or relying more heavily on their existing roster. For Hayes, this suspension not only stalls his development, but also puts his reputation at risk, with long-term consequences for his career trajectory. In a broader context, this incident raises important questions about doping control and education in professional basketball. The NBA has rigorous testing procedures, but Hayes' case, if true, suggests there might be gaps or challenges in preventing such violations. It also serves as a cautionary tale for other athletes about the importance of compliance and the severe repercussions of doping. As more details emerge, the basketball community will be watching closely for official statements from the Lakers, the NBA, and Hayes himself. This situation could become a defining moment in the league's ongoing battle against doping, emphasizing the need for vigilance and integrity in professional sports. For now, the Lakers face the difficult task of moving forward without one of their promising young players, while Jackson Hayes confronts the challenge of rebuilding his career after a devastating setback. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.